let's talk about eyebrows. So I haven't had eyebrow hairs in over 14 years. And so I'm going to tell you guys a few things that I have learned over the years for tips and tricks for putting on eyebrows, making them look good, and having them stay on. Because there have been days where I've touched my face on one side and at the end of the day I had one eyebrow and then no eyebrow on the other side, and you just don't want that to happen. So I have a few things here. Now what I have right here is leftover microbladed eyebrows, and I have not had them touched up in 4 years. So this is my leftover microbladed eyebrow from 4 years ago. It's very faded, very light and thin, and I like my eyebrows to be a little bit thicker and darker. So the number one eyebrow trick tip that I love the most is microbladed eyebrows. So if you do have that option to have your eyebrows microbladed, I definitely recommend doing that. I will link a girl that I would recommend. I have two that I really love and recommend. One of them is more expensive than the other, so it's just going to kind of depend on your budget. They both do a fantastic job. And if you contact them, one of them also teaches microblading, so you can also get a discount if you have the opportunity to be a model for her when she is teaching one of her clients how to do microblading. So I will link both of those in the description below this video or within the blog, wherever you happen to be seeing this. But I'm going to show you a few other basic things because microblading can be expensive. It definitely is my favorite, but to start with, I have a eyebrow pencil from, this one I just picked up from Walmart, and it's from CoverGirl, and it is the Easy Breezy Brow, and I just got a dark brown one. Now this pencil has two ends, so on one end it has the squishy sponge, and on the other end, let me put that back on. Whoops. Just dropping stuff. On the other end is the actual brow pencil. So the first thing that I'm going to show you guys is just with the pencil. And to put your eyebrow in the right place, there's the typical trick that absolutely works, that's why it's typical, is to line up the pencil with your nose to the corner of your eye, and then to draw a dot on your brow bone, which is exactly where mine lines up, right there. See? And then to get the outer corner, you go from your nostril to the outer edge of your eye, right there on your brow bone. All right, so this is the inside corner, and this is the outside corner. And then to get your arch in the proper place, my eyebrows are a little bit more arched than what my regular ones were. I just like that better. You would go right over the pupil of your eye, once again lining up from your nostril and going to your brow bone. And then that's where your arch should be. And so mine would normally be down here, but I just raised it up. I feel like an arch gives you a bit of a facelift, and that would be fantastic as you're getting older. So once you have those dots, because you make dots as you go, and you can do the same thing on this eye. And obviously, since I have my eyebrows microbladed, I already have that guide because I have the faded brow showing me where to go. But for those of you who don't, that is how you find it. So line up with your nostril and your eye and find each key point on both sides. And then you'll be able to put your eyebrows in a good position to match your eye. Then using the brow pencil, just lightly connect them, and I always kind of go from the bottom. And this is very different than doing it with my mirror, doing it into my camera. And I can see that I have a eyelash hanging down. So just connect your dots. On both sides. Now what I typically like to do, since I just have that bottom part on, is take the sponge part of the brow pencil that I am using, or you can use your finger, or you can use a regular makeup sponge and just kind of go over it so it's not harsh. So this is just the beginning, because I liked my eyebrows to appear a bit textured and not to be too flat. So now I have smudged upward. I don't want to go downwards. I don't want to pull any color into my eyelid. And now I'm going to take that same pencil side, and now I will do brush strokes. So this pencil side has a skinny and a fat side. See, it's skinny and it's fat. And you want to use the skinny side to just go upwards. And you're just going to make little tiny strokes. So now, since you have the faded part that you did a little smudging technique on, and then you'll have, and you can bring some hairs in right here. Gives it a little bit more of a hair look. And just do some nice little hair strokes all the way across. All right, so on a quick day, I would call that good and be done and be able to run out. I've got my eyebrows on and they are in a good position to be with my eye. On a day where I want a little bit more depth, you can take they make brow powders. This is just an older eyeshadow kit that I have, but if I want a little more depth, you can take a brush, a skinny brush where there's a skinny side and then it's fat, and taking a darker color. You always want to start lighter and then go darker. You can give yourself a little bit more texture, and I don't ever put the darker color right on the outside. Okay, so start a little farther back and then put a few little strokes of the darker color to add a little bit more depth to your eyebrow, because those who have eyebrows have hair. So any depth that we can offer the eyebrow instead of being one solid straight color across will help it to look better. Then, because you don't want your eyebrows to fall off halfway through the day, the powder that I'm using right now is it's like a finishing powder that you would put on your makeup when you are done doing your makeup. And this one is from L'Oreal. I've had it for so long that the name is actually starting to wear off. But just get some powder on it, tap it off, and go over your eyebrow. You can also get one of those finishing makeup sprays, but I don't have one right now. So I'm just gonna go over it with a powder, and that will protect your eyebrow a little bit so that it doesn't, if you do happen to now touch your face, it won't smudge it right off immediately. So if I touch my face, there's no makeup that comes off on my hand or clothing because I have the finishing powder. Now, if you want your eyebrows to be even more permanent than that, I don't have it right now, but they have a felt tip pen brow pencil. So a felt tip brow pencil. And it's very similar to a felt tip marker with a skinny end, and you would just draw them on like that. I will also link the one that I like below. I just don't have it right now. I ran out. So I will link that one below, but that one is really good so that if you're going swimming, the brows I have that I just put on would not hold up in a pool. Microbladed brows would hold up against anything. Microbladed brows, you wake up and you have your brows already on, and it's so nice. But just a sec. All right, and I have a little one coming in. Say hi. Hi. All right, go play.
Maybe I want to put it up here.
Okay. Shh. All right. So that is my little 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old. So again, so these would not hold up in the water, but the felt tip pen would, because it's kind of like a marker, but you can still remove it with makeup remover. You can also use that felt tip pen if you wanted to draw on little lashes down at the bottom. And once I get it, I will show that to you guys in a different tutorial as far as making the appearance of lower lashes. But this is the basics of applying a nice eyebrow that looks good on your face structure because of the points that you were able to find, and then how to get the depth with the 2 different colors and with the smudging and the strokes. So I hope you enjoyed this and that it helps you apply a nice eyebrow. So good luck with your eyebrows.